All right. Good evening, everyone.
Oh, yes.
This is the Auburn School Buildings Committee for April 28th at 7 p.m. I'd like to open with a Pledge of Allegiance. You can rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is citizens' comments. Seeing none, move on to our next item, which is approval of the meeting minutes, or passed out in the packages and before you. We could have
I'll make a motion to approve the April 7th, 2015
I wasn't here.
minutes.
all right. A motion and seconded. Questions, comments on it? All right. Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
I have to abstain.
One abstain. Yep. Okay. All right, so those are done. All right, now on to the general updates. First up, we got Skanska with the building, West Street, and budget overview.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Building project remains on schedule, under budget. Things are moving ahead nicely. I was away last week for vacation. I expected to come back and, see a little bit of progress, but Ben and I walked through today, and it's really coming together. The gym floor is nearly complete. The wood is down. It's got a couple of coats of finish on it, and they've started to paint the lines. So the gym is coming together. The millwork in the lobby is making good progress, as well as in the cafeteria area. The linoleum flooring in the classroom wing is down to the first floor. Second floor is substantially complete. The welded seams are done. Things are looking good up there. Site work has resumed. They're getting ready to set some light poles. The turf field is being graded, ready for start. They're coming the 11th, field turf. So that work is ongoing. So things are moving ahead, and things are looking good out there. On West Street, the contract has been signed. Balthazar is the road contractor. They started last week. They're just kind of getting set up out there, but they are going to start the duct bank work at the end of this week, which is the new electrical service into this building, which is important to get in so that the old poles can be removed, because all of the power, telephone lines, everything has to come over to the new poles, and the new feed for this building goes out directly to the pole at the end of the drive, and that's where the new duct bank will come in. So that work should be ongoing over the next couple of weeks, and then they have some work downstairs in the basement to get the new electrical service. So we met with the contractor on the 17th of April, and we stressed that the duct bank work had to be a priority if they wanted to get the poles moved out of the way. So they're moving ahead with that. Both Ed and Ben are in contact with Balthazar, just getting project updates. They typically send us out their schedule at the beginning of the week, and if we have any questions or comments, we'll deal with them directly. But so far, Balthazar has been good, and we expect that work to proceed for the next couple of months. I did bring this month the 11 by 17 copy so that everybody could read it. The one in the package last month was very small. But I just wanted to go through a couple of highlights on the budget because we haven't reviewed it for a couple of months. So gone through it, and there's a couple of line items that I just want to make note of. In the middle of the page, the four rows that are kind of a lighter green. These are all the areas where we took money out of the construction contract to fund the FF&E budget, which we think we actually reviewed it back in November, and we made the transfer at that time. Fontaine came up with about $300,000 out of GMP contingency and other savings that they had on certain buyouts, and we were pulling $156,000 out of the owner's contingency to fund the full budget for FF&E. So there's 4 line items in the construction contract where you'll see dollar figures in green. Those all move down to probably about 3/4 of the way down the page. You'll see an FF&E line item, and over kind of in the middle column we have a 456,700. That's a total of all those reallocated funds. So that's one thing that I wanted to focus on. The other thing, I mean, each month I get up here and I tell you that we're under budget, and we truly are under budget. Everything's looking good. The contingency values are just something that I wanted to note tonight, and these are all through change order number 3, which has been processed and submitted to the MSBA. We do have some approved and open changes that aren't in a full change order right now, but they're the dollar values are pretty minimal. We're talking around $100,000 of the stuff that's not in change orders right now. But if you look at the darker green all the way to the right, in the column that's titled Amount Remaining Budget, the first one is a GMP contingency, and that still has an available balance of $873,000. You go down a little more than halfway down the page, you'll see the construction contingency. That's the owner's contingency. That's where we pull money out of to fund any of the changes that come up. That line item has a balance of about $933,000. And then in the almost to the bottom of the table, the owner's contingency. This is we've pulled a little bit out of it for the FF&E overage, but we still show a positive balance of $187,000. So we're 75% of the way through the project, and we still have very healthy contingency values. So we expect there to be some savings at the end of the day. Just wanted to kind of bring you up to speed on what those values are currently. Any questions?
Sure.
Do you have a timeline, roughly, on the West Street project?
The contract with Balthazar has a completion date of July 17th. We had the pre-construction meeting with the contractor, with the town engineer, and all of the utilities. The scope of work that Balthazar can control, I think they can complete by July 17th. The only thing that could hang them up is if those poles can't be removed, and that's driven by the utilities. Verizon owns the poles, and they're also the lowest line on the pole. So there's a couple of utilities that we're working with to get their lines moved over to the new poles. National Grid's, I'll call it substantially complete. They've been out there for a couple of weeks. We have Charter Communications, which is the cable company, and Comtract, who is the fiber network. Those two utilities have to move over to the new pole, and once that's done, Verizon will move their lines to the new pole. Now, Verizon is saying that they have 45 to 60 days to move their lines. It seems those time frames seem a little conservative, because National Grid did all their work in about a month.
Yeah.
So
This is surprising.
we're hoping to get all of the small utilities, the cable and the fiber out of the way, so that Verizon can have the time to do their work. But
So the road construction is somewhat contingent upon those old poles being.
yeah,
removed.
they have said that it wouldn't be the first one that they paved around poles in the road, but that's not the direction that we want to go. We'd like to have all of the utilities moved over and get the poles moved, but that is the one factor that could push it beyond the July 17th. But even at that, we're comfortable that it's not going to get too close to the beginning of school where it's going to be an issue.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Neil?
Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. Next is Lamar Pagano. Eric, your update?
I just have a really quick update. The last time we were here, we had looked at dedication plaques. This is the, I won't say it's the final draft, but it's very close. I did right before this evening's meeting, receive an updated copy, so there's a couple of names we've got to update with middle initials. Jessica Harrington on the school committee, and Rennie Gibbrey on the school building committee. So other than that, this is the basic layout, and I did bring along a couple of photos of what we're proposing. This one's a little bit blurry, but this is a better one. And we can pass these around. What we're proposing is a stainless steel plaque. What you have at the high school is a bronze plaque, and that works well there with the finishes. We're proposing stainless steel to go with the finishes on the middle school. We have all stainless steel hardware. We've got a lot of brushed metal in the lobby where the plaque will be located. So we're proposing stainless for that. And the idea is to get this proposal out to Fontaine Brothers and have them included in their signage package. Signage companies typically deal with the types of vendors that provide these dedication plaques. The other thing I'd note on here is you may see some small minor inconsistencies in the spacing. Those would be we'll get a final draft, and those will be ironed out with the final vetting of the dedication plaque by the vendor. Any questions on that? Any comments? Okay. Just the only other comment I'd make is that we're really reaching a critical part of the project. There's a lot of things coming together. This is a time when, even though the school is not scheduled to open until the fall, there's substantial completion in July 7th. That's when all the furniture is due to arrive and to begin being placed in its final position. And at that point, the project is is essentially complete, and all the systems have to be operational, all of the life safety systems, the fire alarm, the lighting controls, everything across the board needs to be operational, tested out, the elevator working and such. To that end, there's a lot going on now in terms of minor contracts and things that seem small, but all the team members are working together and very hard to make sure these come together. Things like furnishings and, as Neil mentioned, the fiber optic and Verizon cables that service the building and the phones and the elevators and that sort of thing. So that's everybody's working cooperatively. We're making good progress, and I think we'll have a successful occupancy on July 7th. Any questions?
Yeah, one side comment, it doesn't really make any difference, but the names and the listing of the way they are, how did that come about? They're not alphabetical, they're not by chairman down and
They
so on?
should be alphabetical by last
Well-
name.
They are, except for school committee.
Okay, all right, we have a mistake then. We'll
Selectmen needs to be too.
we'll rectify that. That's why we pass it on.
And actually,
It's easier
selectmen
to
needs
do it
be
with a
fixed, too.
pen and paper than it is with the stainless plaque.
Yeah,
She's on the school committee?
yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
When?
She-
What about some people on the committee who was that? It's your problem.
Yeah, right.
Any other-
Throw a monkey wrench in this.
Any other questions?
Anything else? Okay,
That's
thank
all I
you,
had.
Eric.
Thank you. I'm just gonna hand those to Mary Ellen.
The other thing, Joe, my opinion was I was gonna say something, but I didn't.
All right, next up, we've got Jamie with Fontaine. Quick update.
Hello. I don't have much. Neil already said most of the stuff going on. Small highlights, all the rooftop units are all getting powered over the next couple of weeks. The plumbing side is pretty much commissioned. They did that last week, so that's good. We have weekly meetings with the commission agent right now. The temp heaters will hopefully get pulled out in another week or so, and then we'll be able to put together the storefronts that go in those areas. The sheet goods are down on the first floor. They just have a couple guys welding upstairs. The gym floor should be done by the end of next week, and then we'll be looking at the bleachers right after that. Terrazzo will be starting in the lobby in mid-May. And outside, the curbs are about 85–90%. The work in the courtyard is ongoing. Looking to have the pavers start the week of the 5th out there, and then actually have some of our landscaping and plantings coming on the 18th. And the landscaper's going out with the landscape architect this week to tag all their plants that they're going to select. That's really the big picture outside. You mentioned the turf starting around the 11th. The work out there is going pretty well, no issues. Anybody have any questions for us? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next on to the business part of the meeting. Take care of all the review and approval of all the invoices
You're up, Joe.
that are here, so. The first one we have up is a Skanska invoice.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we pay Skanska invoice number 1311838 PDS 1238637 dated 4/6/15 in the amount of $51,755.
Second.
All right, a motion and a second. Questions, comments? Okay, all those in favor of approving the Skanska bill as read? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That's approved.
I'd also like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we pay Lamro and Pagano Architects invoice number 1207-1503 dated 3/31/15 in the amount of $57,460.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the Lamro Pagano bill. Any questions, comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That's been approved.
I'd also like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we pay application number 12, Fontaine Brothers, application date April 6th, 2015, in the amount of $1,745,209, $1,745,209.42.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second for Fontaine's application number 12. Any questions, comments? All right, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? That's approved.
I'd also like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we pay Briggs Engineering and Testing invoice number 76529 dated 3/28/2015 in the amount of $682.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second for the Briggs bill. Any questions, comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That's approved.
With reference to West Street project, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we pay Skanska invoice number 13118381001238511, issue date 4/6/2015, in the amount of $1,885.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second for the Skanska bill for the West Street improvements work. Questions, comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That's approved.
I'd also like to make a motion that we pay VHB invoice number 0197456 dated March 27th, 2015, in the amount of $14,462.40.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second for the VHB bill on West Street. Any questions, comments? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That's approved. All right, takes care of all our invoices for the night. Just the next item is other issues, if there's other agenda items or issues that people want to bring up, have discussed, have looked at for the next meeting or anything? No? Okay. The next meeting, I believe will have to be 5/26, which is the Tuesday after Memorial Day. The 19th is town elections, so that's not can't have it that night, and can't push it back any further than that, so 5/26, that's the Tuesday after Memorial Day. Okay. There's nothing else, entertain a motion? Yeah, 5/26, yeah.
That's okay. You don't need me.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
No, I just want,
Oh,
I'm sorry, I'd
so-
like to back up a little bit.
So-
I wanted to make a comment, and I should have said it, and I didn't, then I changed my mind.
We could do that.
It says this project is partially funded by the Massachusetts School Buildings Committee. I would like to have, if possible, add on there also by the residents of the town of Auburn taxpayers. Something in that form. Because the taxpayers had funded this project.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I know it says, partially, but I think they should be recognized for spending their tax dollars to better education for our schools. I think they should be in there.
I think superintendent could eloquently deal with that.
Yeah, we think she can. Thank you. That's it.
Okay. Anything else?
You know, it's
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.